Pencil Talk Live. The Pencil Talk Takeover is in full effect in Knoxville, Tennessee. I've got Rocky Top stuck in my head. I've got orange in the veins. I'm here with Drew Bean. Drew, I appreciate you taking the time, man.
Absolutely, appreciate you having me on.
Drew and I met each other out in Omaha a year ago where he was absolutely lethal on the mound. Ran into you later in the summer pitching for Team USA. 2023 treated you pretty well, my dude.
Yeah, it was a good year, a lot of fun. Learned a lot about myself. Had some good time doing it.
There you go. Now, when you compare pitching in Omaha with the boys versus your Team USA experience, was Team USA like always on the radar, or was it kind of something that fell into place and you were beyond honored and excited to kind of make happen?
Yeah, I really didn't think about it much until I got the invite. I was like, oh, that's really cool. I never thought of that as a goal. Those guys before me, like Drew Gilbert and Blade Tidwell, that did it here, and so like, once I saw them do it, I was like, okay, that'd be cool to do, but never really, wasn't really trying to get there or make that a possibility. So when that came around, though, that invite, I was more than excited and was really ready to get after it and go to it.
You mentioned Tidwell and Gilbert. Spoke with Coach Vitello earlier. That 22 team versus this 23 team, and now obviously you're kind of an upperclassman, you're like the guy. What were some of the lessons you learned from those guys and you're able to kind of instill in now your leadership role and kind of carrying on this Tennessee baseball tradition?
Yeah, everybody on that 22 team just did everything right. Great leadership, guys who had been here for a good amount of time, now playing pro ball and such, but just they did the right things at the right time and just brought along the younger guys with them. So I've kind of tried to do that as well, kind of pick up on how, when I was a freshman, how did the upperclassmen treat me? How did they, bring me along? Guys that really stand out, like Evan Russell. Not playing baseball anymore, but that will help out in his everyday life. But just brought me along, brought me under his wing, kind of showed us younger guys the way of how we do things here at Tennessee. And I'm just trying to instill that in myself as I go on. And taking these new freshmen in, transfer guys, bringing them in, and just kind of teaching them the culture.
Talk about transfer guys, and everyone kind of understands what the portal and college baseball and college sports in general look like. With NIL running rampant, and that's a good thing for the player, obviously, but with the portal kind of existing how it is, how important is it for you guys in that locker room to understand like not only who you are, but what this program means and its expectations and standard? So when you do have like big turnaround, right, which is happening everywhere, how important is it to have that backbone of a culture already kind of placed in that locker room?
Yeah, you bring in a lot of guys from a lot of different walks of life, a lot of different cultures, different upbringings and stuff. So bringing everybody into one singular state of mind, one singular goal is very important, like you said. So I think we've done good with that. A lot of team bonding, a lot of things that go on during the fall, getting ready for the spring. Is when new guys come in, you kind of figure each other out. You figure out what these guys are about, how they work, and then you kind of teach them and instill in them, what's been, what the foundation we have here already. So, we come in, they get to work, they kind of figure out how we work in the weight room with Q, what we do at practices and stuff, the way we do different things, it's different than other programs, We have a lot of fun here, but we work hard, so it's just kind of the things we try to instill in the new guys when they get here.
You talked about a lot of different faces, a lot of different cultures. I want to go back to your time with Team USA. I was lucky enough to interview down in Charleston, my neck of the woods, when you guys played Samurai Japan. Those guys were unreal. Y'all squad just absolutely loaded, but with talent from all over the country. Do you have maybe a story from a couple guys that you didn't know and you'll leave? Because summer baseball, I think anybody that's ever played summer baseball, it's like this really bizarre, I become best friends with this guy, and then you just don't ever really see him again.
Yeah.
Right. You do that on the stage like Team USA. Are the memories and the relationships similar? Like, you have something that kind of stands apart because that experience is so unique.
Yeah, you go into that week, and especially like other SEC teams, it's guys that you've faced and played against, and when you play them, you don't like them. It's just a part of the game. You don't know the guy, you don't know anything about him, but just because they're wearing a different color, different uniform, you don't like the guy. And big things that stick out, big players are like Caglione at Florida. We hate Florida, always will, and never will stop. But you show up to the field, show up to that hotel in Cary, North Carolina, and Kag's a cool dude. He's not who you think he is on the field, or like Hagen Smith at Arkansas, and then like really good friends with Seaver King, who's at Wake Forest now. So you meet these guys, and they're really cool dudes. And then when you go suit up against them the next season, yeah, they're your buddy, but now they're still the enemy. So it's adds a different level to the playing field there. But it's a lot of fun. It's cool to see how guys work in different atmospheres and how what they bring from their programs, and you just kind of see a different side of baseball because everybody, West Coast baseball is different from East Coast baseball, North baseball and South baseball. It's all different. So just getting to hear stories and stuff is a lot of fun.
It does make having Cags dig into the box this upcoming spring a little bit of a different relationship.
Yeah.
How scary of a duty is, but I was always like the coolest part about summer baseball. It's like, obviously they become your boys and you don't see them until maybe the next time you're digging up with them. So now for yourself personally, I gotta ask you this: coming off an unbelievable season, I'll brag for you. You make a trip to Omaha, and I think honestly, in a season that not a lot of people expected the Balls to get back to Omaha. Now that that's become kind of the expectation, you blow up in the summertime pitching for Team USA. How do you kind of manage those expectations? Is it something away from the field that allows you to kind of breathe a little bit? Or is it just something internal where you're like, I'm not going to let the hype get too big, but with this 24 campaign coming up and these lofty expectations in front of you, what allows you to remain calm, cool, and collected?
Yeah, start with that my freshman year we didn't make it to Omaha. I got put out by Notre Dame in that super regional. So I can speak for me and pretty much all the returners from that season. We weren't going to let that happen again. That's what we worked all fall for, and then we started that 23 season and kind of hit a road bump. We weren't playing the way we wanted to. Didn't really have the communion as a team that we wanted to, and so we had to work some things out. We were 5-10 in the SEC halfway through, and we're like, man, are we going to make the SEC tournament? This is we got to change something. Really just started to work, really grinded together. Everyone molded and meshed a lot in those few weeks right there around that time period, and things switched. Everyone started believing in the same things, and we started working back and working towards a common goal again, and finish up the season well. Wish we'd won it all, but that was kind of always a common goal. And so just for me personally, just the goal's always to win it all. So just getting there and working back, and being able to use my experience at USA and pitching in Omaha, I can help these younger guys kind of pick up and understand what it's like to be around a winning culture, and just progress every day and get 1% better every single day so that we can get to a common goal and hopefully win a national championship.
Nice. That's the dream. Now I'm going to ask you maybe the most important question a scout, a journalist, anyone around campus is going to ask you. You're the starting guy. You're the dude, right? You gave me some insider trading the other day and told me you went to Takeover. How's your golf game right now?
It's pretty solid. It's got some, there's some, blemishes in the short game here and there, but it's pretty typical. But
nice.
We hit them pretty well.
There you go. Get off the tee box pretty
Get
well.
off the tee box pretty well.
I was gonna say, what are we flexing? Anything over 300?
Oh, for sure.
That was a slight word.
Yeah.
I've got a serious boomerang. I can hit a slice that might come back to me. So you
There
might have to tee box. Right?
There you go. Yeah, it took me a while transitioning from hitting in high school to just being a PO, getting rid of that baseball swing.
Yeah.
So we've kind of figured out, and we got almost overcorrected. We're going the other way now.
Ooh.
So we're hitting some draws, but getting some big duck hooks in there sometimes. So I'm trying to find that happy medium, get right back in the middle of it.
I like it. Do you have any other hobbies, or you hunt, or you like to
Yeah,
fish?
I duck hunt, and then I fish in the summer. So it's duck hunting season right now. So
There you go. I know I'm pulling you away from those ducks right now.
That's all good.
Mallards beware. Let's roll. I'm going to ask you a question. Ask Coach B, and I think it's a fun one. Everyone does the Mount Rushmore in podcasting these days, but with so much history and tradition here at Tennessee, my question for you: we're building a weekend rotation and a back-end bully, a closer. So I need your 4 most iconic Tennessee volunteers. Doesn't have to be baseball, doesn't have to be basketball. Can be music, can be whatever. Who are the most iconic Tennessee Vols? And I want you to start on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Who's going to be your closer?
All right. Friday, I don't even know if she went here, but Dolly Parton.
Right.
We're going to Dolly Parton on Fridays. I don't even know if she went to Tennessee.
But I saw she sang for the Georgia game.
She sang for the Georgia game. She's a Tennessee fan, so we're putting Dolly up there.
Love it.
Let's see. Big Inky Johnson fan.
Ooh,
So
solid one.
going Saturday there.
Okay.
Where are we gonna go for day 3? We go. My guy Luke Hoshaver played here. I think 05 around that time period. Got drafted to Royals. Won a World Series with them. He's our FCA guy here, so big fan of him. Does a lot with us. And to close it out on the back end, just go to the sheriff, Peyton Manning. Bring him in on the end. Close inside.
That's what we had a conversation off camera. I think Peyton Manning's the guy, right? Like he's intimidating coming out of the bullpen. That's the answer. I almost said, and I think Dolly's without question the right answer, especially after the reception, after the Georgia game. I saw Kenny Chesney at Mile High in Denver one summer. It was an unbelievable concert. I always considered him a Vols guy. Brings Manning out during the concert, during Boys of Fall. I didn't cry, I swear. But someone told me that Kenny's kind of like, not a fraud in the sense that like he kind of like if he goes to Columbia, he's wearing a Gamecock hat. He's going, so I'm out on Kenny. So
bandwagon there.
Right, a little bit.
Gotcha.
If you're true ball, you're not rocking.
Yeah, no.
That's a good form. All right, we do have one segment for you. So you hit high school.
Yeah.
Hit bombs.
No. No.
Just
I wish.
We have driver bombs. That doesn't happen. I would much rather have driver bombs.
Exactly.
So we've got five swings around. That's pretty.
Yeah.
All right, so we got a rapid fire batting practice round brought to you by the Hack Attack. First question for you. If you had it, what is your walk-up song?
I've changed it. I went Immigrant Song by Led Zeppelin my freshman year. Then I went Sold Out by Party last year. And I think I'm going to do White Horse by Chris Stapleton this year.
Really, really good one. Because it's different. Because if I'm a hitter, I just need like a 10-second window.
Yeah.
Pitchers, you got to draw out.
You got to find a good, hitters can go with a really good, there's always sections of songs that have really good beat, really nice section, but as a pitcher, you're out there for 2 minutes during your song. So you got to find a 2-minute segment of a really good song that,
gets
the boys going, yeah. And, keeps, but I like to be calm whenever, so I'm not going to get up there and just have, Led Zeppelin was a little heavy metal, it had a bit to it, but don't have something that's getting my heart racing like crazy, so, had to find a happy medium there.
Calm. All right, I like that. Maybe I'm getting a little overzealous with this podcast and my new family with 11.7, but Chris Stapleton, if you're listening, which I'm sure you honestly are, let's get him to the new stadium. Let's get him to Lindsey Nelson.
Absolutely.
And
live performance?
I think we can make that happen.
That'd be sweet.
I might be a little overzealous in thinking so, but it's all good. All right, there's our first one. How about a pregame meal?
Pregame meal, probably favorite, spaghetti meatballs.
Love that.
Just
that's Michael Scott.
Yeah.
Carb load.
Yeah, it's just solid go-to. Not crazy heavy, but gets the job done.
Like that. Speaking of Michael Scott, my boy Aaron, it's his question. Any suspicions or kind of are you a little
not superstitious, maybe a little superstitious, but
there it is. It's he took it away.
Not crazy. Nothing out of the norm. We always, baseball players, we always have our little things we do every day, but nothing like I have to do.
Not stepping on the line, nothing.
Yeah, the baseball and unspoken, unwritten rules there, but other than that, nothing really.
I like it. Do we have game day kicks? Like, what are you rocking this year? I know cleats have become like a little bit of an accessory.
The cleats are. That's what I was talking about it earlier. Just cleats have opened the uniform game up wide open. Being able to just a subtle change, but it changes everything. It makes the uniform completely different. I did those purple cleats for my sister last year, and I loved those. Those were sick. And then my freshman year, when we had Burke had the fur coat
so good.
in his cleat. The cleats were sick.
You guys have been revolutionary.
Dude, I know, and it's made the hitters really did it for everybody. But yeah, personally, game day shoes just honestly kind of depends. I'm not
a big fit guy.
If it's a little cold outside, I wear boots and jeans. Usually just my pretty normal shoes. I don't go anything crazy. Not a big sneakerhead.
I like that.
I'd like to, but they're expensive.
Hey man, hey, Cola kicks down in Charleston. Let's hook the boy up.
Let's go.
Coach V actually just brought up. He said, "I don't call them uniforms. I call them costumes." Yeah, he's all about it too. I can't believe it.
That guy can talk about a shoe game. He's got shoes.
See, I brought it up with him, and he was kind of like, "Yeah, I'm not really."
Dude, he shows up with new shoes all the time. He's got the best collection I know.
He's the most GQ dude in all of college basketball. Let's be real.
For sure.
I had to ask him. I was like, man, The beard to flow combo is next. You have to feature me, man.
The women love it. They do.
Amen. Amen. Nothing else needs to be said.
Yeah.
So Tennessee costumes. What if you can wear any of them on Friday night? What do you rock?
I like the creams. I know that they'll probably stay on Sundays, but I think we'll stick with the Friday night whites.
Yeah.
But creams have been my uniform, so I love the creams.
I love the creams.
Yeah.
Love the creams. Are you a stirrup guy?
I was when I was a hitter, but not anymore. I kind of like, we've got the nice pants here. It's not the high school you go to Dick's and buy your own pants, but they fit nice around the
taper.
The taper down there, so they're not flowing parachute pants anymore.
I was
like
going to say I was 140 pounds soaking wet when I left high school. I wore bell bottoms pretty much
they were
exclusively.
When I wore those, the stirrups were an option, and they were in the game plan. But now I like the long pants.
I like that. Maybe my most important question for you, and I know you're a busy man, so we can wrap it up. Are you a pencil or pen guy?
Pencil for sure. Got to for the boys.
Got
for the boys.
for the boys. For the boys. Drew Bream, you heard it here first. He's a pencil guy. If you're a professional baseball fan, remember the name. Come college season, dude's about to put the SEC on storm. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. Let's go. That was perfect.
That was beautiful.